So we're standing here on the Royal Mile, and thought we would give you guys a chance to see what we're talking about when we talk about the Royal Mile. And we're outside of our apartment, and let's take a look at where we're actually staying. You can see the cathedral over our shoulder here. That's the cathedral, and to the right of the cathedral, about a half a block up, is the Castle of Edinburgh. And our apartment, where we're staying, is right up there to the left. You probably can't see the yellow pillow, but up on the third floor there is our apartment. And then if we look down the Royal Mile, you'll see all the shops, and it just goes on and on and on. So we're centrally located, and in fact there's one of the buses that we're supposed to be catching for today's tour. So with that, we're gonna go see if we can catch this bus and be on our way. Hey, we're back. It's day 3, or I should say the end of day 3. We always do these, it's the last thing we do every evening. We need to change it up a bit. I'm sure the surroundings backdrop is getting kind of boring for you. I don't blame you. But we're kind of stuck with what we got. It's the best back angle that we have at the moment. But we did some fun things today. How did we start our day off?
Well, we wandered down to the bus stop. We hopped on one of the red buses, went around the corner to the Museum of Scotland, which is massive.
It's huge.
And we needed breakfast before our journey around the museum, so we grabbed a bite at their little cafe and got some lattes and got ourselves ready for the day.
Yeah, definitely. Get jacked up on some Joe. Pro tip though, for those of you that are looking for a free Wi-Fi spot that's got good high-speed internet access, the Museum of Scotland, particularly the cafe, has got a really good connection. So, and it's free. So just go get yourself a cup of coffee, do your uploads, your downloads, hang out, read your email, whatever you need to do. That's the spot to go for sure. After that, one other thing I was going to mention, they have really nice bathrooms. If you're looking for a bathroom, that's a good place to stop in for.
And it's free.
The museum is free as well. You can go in, and it's a great place to check out. There's actually 2 museums in one. The first museum is a general museum of history. So covering all of the world history of all sorts of artifacts, the classic things that you might see at the Smithsonian or something like that. We actually thought it was kind of funny because we ran into a section, we come around a corner, and here's all of the Pacific Northwest Indian historical items from like Vancouver area and the Washington State area. We thought that was really shocking. Spotted that a mile away, but that was really cool. And then the second part of the second half of the museum is
it was just dedicated to the history of Scotland itself, which I thought was super interesting. It's broken up into time frames by floor, and there's 6 floors? 6 floors,
yeah.
It was a lot of information, more than I was expecting to get out of a free museum. So that was really, really pretty cool to see it all laid out that way.
Yeah, they took it on the top floor was like the modern Scottish time frame, and then each floor dropped like a century in time until you got to prehistoric Scotland or something, which was nothing but rocks and things like that.
Yeah, little pieces of things that are labeled.
Entertaining though. But when you do go to the museum, make sure that you go all the way up to the very top of the Scottish side of the museum, because so far the best view of all of Edinburgh that we've seen yet has been from the top of the Scottish part of the museum.
Yeah, they've got a terrace up there with a little garden. It's a beautiful view.
Absolutely great view of Edinburgh Castle and the surrounding areas from that little terrace. So definitely don't miss that. The weather, if the weather cooperates with you, that is, then I highly recommend going up there and checking that out. After we hit the museum, we spent, I don't know, what, 3-4 hours in the museum?
Yeah, more time than I was expecting that we would be able to spend in a museum.
And we did, and we weren't reading every single thing. We were trying to keep a good pace going so that we weren't there all day. You easily could spend all day there. Yeah, no doubt about it. But after that, we were getting pretty hungry. So where did we go?
We went to Greyfriars Bobby, which is named after a little dog named Bobby that his owner, I believe, was a police officer and had passed away, and he was buried behind this restaurant, actually. And this little dog, the little Skye Terrier, stayed at his gravesite until he had passed away. So he came to his gravesite over and over and over again, just watching over. Yeah,
it became quite a famous dog here in Edinburgh, to the point where after he passed away, they actually built a statue in honor of the dog. And I think they probably changed the name of the restaurant and stuff to Grey Bobby's.
Greyfriars Bobby.
Greyfriars Bobby. Yeah. So we walked around the cemetery where that was for a little bit, and then we came back into the Royal Mile, and we're hungry, so we decided to go get some dinner and went to a little
grass market.
Oh, that's right. We did go to
the grass market on the way home.
Yes. Grass Market's a great place. They got all these cool pubs there. They also have the central place for all of the Edinburgh public executions. Yep. So if you want to know where they used to, I guess, chop people's heads off or maybe hang people, we have that location. But some of the pubs there were kind of funny. I mean, I think there was a coffee place that was a coffee/pub called The Last Drop. Their logo was a noose, so that was humorous. They also have the oldest pub in Edinburgh. Was also there, and that was opened in 1516. Was the year that opened up. But after that, we came back and grabbed we actually stopped and got yes, I know, a pizza. But it sounded good, so yeah, and it was quick and it wasn't too filling, so we ran in there and grabbed a piece of pizza. And then we went up to the Edinburgh Castle and got ourselves some night pictures. So hopefully some of those night pictures will turn out. We can share those with you as well. So for tomorrow, we got a surprise for everybody. Tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow?
Edinburgh Castle.
We are actually going to go in the castle this time.
In the castle.
Instead of going up and looking on the outside, we're actually going to go and look at the inside. So that should be pretty fun. Everybody that's been in there has told me that it's really amazing. So really looking forward to that. I'm spending most of the day probably in the castle and exploring. I think we might do a nighttime catacombs walking tour as well.
Ghost
tour, yeah. So we'll see if that turns out. We're gonna try to do that. So tune in tomorrow, and we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Hopefully you guys are enjoying this as much as we are. Probably not, because you're watching it and we're living it. So at least we can share a little bit with you guys. But anyways, we'll see you tomorrow, and good night.